Sports Live Show. My name is Andrew Valentin, and I hope you are having a fantastic Thursday. We are, of course, coming to you live here from the Illinois Media School here in Lombard, Illinois. Again, wherever it is for you, ladies and gentlemen, day or night. I hope it is just right. And with me, sadly, is not our man, Drew Gwillem. He had to take care of his lady love. But with me, ladies and gentlemen, is a lovely man in of himself. Probably the most beautiful beard you may have ever seen. You all said it. It is our man, the Knack himself, Mr. TJ Knacker. TJ, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. A little surprised I'm on camera today, but hey, and I'm a little surprised with some of this NCAA stuff. Who the heck thought Furman? What the heck's going on?
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. Virginia doing what it does best, making bad plays, and putting themselves in the worst position possible by playing no defense with the final seconds on the clock. Wow. Folks, right off the bat, we're talking about it. It's NCAA tournament time. It is the 2023 NCAA tournament bracket breakdown. That's right. We're doing it here, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, our man Drew's not here, but he did submit his bracket. Obviously, TJ's got his bracket. I've got mine in front of me as well. We understand that some games are currently going on as it is. Yes, of course. And TJ's got both brackets, one of which is his personal bracket, another one of which is his blind pick bracket, where we gave him the seed numbers of each team, and he picked by those numbers who was going to win. So, pretty interesting group. But TJ, we've got some games going on already. We've got more to come. Are you ready to get into this?
Let's do this.
Let's do it, folks. So, we're going to start it off with the South region. That's right. So, first game you've got Alabama, who took on Texas A&M University in Corpus Christi. They win big time, 96-75. Something that I think most of us kind of saw coming. So, props to Alabama, obviously putting up some big numbers and dominating the scene as was expected. The next one, though, we have is obviously Maryland just eking out one here against West Virginia. Now, TJ, in your blind bracket, you had West Virginia, but did you think Maryland was going to pull this off? Was that your actual pick or not?
No, I'm a double loser with that. With West Virginia, I was pulling from a volunteer, my West Virginia friends, and it didn't work out at all.
All right, I'm in the same boat. I wish I could say I was in the same boat. I picked Maryland as well as Drew did as well. He also picked Maryland for this one. So Alabama and Maryland, they're going to meet up in the second round, and that's going to be a tough matchup right there. Bama, Maryland. I'm going to still say Bama though. It's tough to pass them. TJ, what about you? What do you think? Bama, Maryland.
Watching Alabama just before we get on here, yeah, I'm going all Alabama. They had that handily, and they just it got to the end of the hey, you want to get close? Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry. And guess what? We don't need a 3-point play. Well, we are not going to shoot it. We're going to go down low, and then you're going to foul us. That's how we're going to just keep pulling away from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Bama's got a really strong team. Obviously, Brandon Miller, fantastic player, probably going to be a top pick. It'd be hard to pick, but I'm going to have to say Bama on that. All right. Then you've got San Diego State just pulling it off against College of Charleston. Charleston was in on it, but San Diego State was able to pull away on this one. And then next to them, you've got the big matchup that we just talked about. Furman pulling off the upset against University of Virginia. The big powerhouse, not a blue blood necessarily, but a team that has certainly been very dominant in college basketball for years. And Furman, who, a good team, but in the last second, it's a last second pass, I should say, from Virginia, just heaving the ball, stolen away by Furman. They pass it out. They get it to the three-point arc. They hit the shot with the game winner. TJ, we've seen a lot of impressive upsets, but this is to the date 5 years ago when they lost to UMBC, which obviously was the shocker as the first 16 seed to ever pull it off. What are your thoughts, though, for Furman beating University of Virginia in this game?
Yeah, I was shocked by it too, and it just watching Virginia go out there and they just didn't seem to have it, and just be shut down by Furman.
Yeah.
by Furman. And you know what was actually the worst thing? Being that I bowled collegiately, and we would actually watch the NCAA tournament, and then we would rag on their bowling team just for that. We got Kansas so bad about losing to Buffalo in the NCAA tournament, so bad that they're ready to fight us outside.
Wow.
So this is so when
it's
they
personal.
so when Virginia loses to
Yeah.
a Furman, or like, that's going to be every other team who wants to get underneath their skin is going to be like, you lost to Furman.
Yeah.
Furman, who's Furman?
You're one of the best teams every year, and you lose to a 16 seed, now
Right.
a 13 seed. Are they just gonna make their way through the bottom of the list in every region? So it's kind of sad. I gotta say though, Drew picked Furman.
No.
I'm not joking. He picked
Wow.
Furman for the upset. I will post his bracket. We will post TJ's and my bracket up there for everybody to be able to see. And I'm sure we'll get David and Tyler to get their brackets up there, as well as the great social media director herself, Emily Green, as well. Yeah, he picked Furman. He's actually got Furman beating San Diego State in that matchup. I would say San Diego State. That's just me in that matchup. What about you, TJ?
Yeah, I actually have San Diego State going. Yeah, I would say San Diego State for sure. I don't think Furman can last that long.
I who knows, right? At this point, they stuck around with one of the powerhouses, so props to them for sure. All right, next we've got Creighton versus NC State. This is a game that's going on tomorrow. These are two really good teams. Personally, myself, I'm gonna say NC State. I like the Wolfpack. Creighton's a really good shooting team, but NC State is a team that just doesn't seem to die. They do really well in the second half. Personally, I would say NC State for this one. But TJ, what about you? Where are you going with this one?
So I went with NC State also because they always seem to be one of those gritty teams in the tournament.
Yeah.
Through the season, they're going to lose some of those games. They're going to get blown out by, by a blue blood, let's say. But they're always playing game to game, and in that tournament setting,
Yeah.
I really can't go against them until they start going against some real teams that did a really good job recruiting, and then,
Yeah.
sorry, your glass slipper's broken.
Absolutely. All right. Well, so we're going with NC State for that one. Next game up we have is also tomorrow. You've got Baylor versus UCSB. That's University of California, Santa Barbara. That is and I apologize for those who said that's not the alma mater of Steve Nash. That was Santa Clara. I do apologize for that. I get mixed up every once in a while. So Santa Barbara versus Baylor. I got to go with Baylor. I'm kind of just taking the powerhouse on this with Baylor. I think they're a solid team. But look, I'm not going to count out UCSB at this point, because if Furman can pull it off, and another team we're going to get to here soon pulled it off, I wouldn't put it past Baylor to get upset as well. They've been a little bit inconsistent down the line here. But I'll say Baylor. TJ, what about you?
Yeah, I went with Baylor. Even in my little blind draw, I had Baylor. Actually, in that, I have them going to the.
You have them winning it all.
Yes, I have them winning it all in the blind one. So, you know what? I mean, it could happen. It could happen. They are a good team, but they're not coming from a division that I really think that they're tested enough that they're going to go all the way. So we'll see.
Okay, all right. Well, if that's the case, then it's NC State Baylor, which is what Drew has as well. Drew has Baylor beating NC State. I would say I think NC State could possibly upset Baylor. TJ, what about for you?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about just that gritty tournament action. I mean, I think they might be able to grind one out and try and get maybe a 2 or 3 point win.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing. They're not going to blow them out for sure.
Absolutely. Well, our next game, Missouri versus Utah State. Utah State actually was getting a lot of love in this game as possibly being an upset, but Missouri, remember, on a 6-game winning streak before they went into the SEC tournament. They've looked a lot better. Their players are really good. They've got some studs on there. I think they can really start to emerge. They handed Utah State pretty well, but give Utah State some credit. They hung in that game. They did pretty well. But they are going to be taking on not the Arizona Wildcats, because leave it to the Princeton Tigers to take down the almighty Arizona Wildcats. Tiger beat a Wildcat, and that's what Emily Green would say, right? That's her pick. That would be her pick. 59-55. Princeton holds it out. I watched the highlights of that game while I could. A lot of great defense, a lot of precision shooting. Arizona looked really sloppy at times. I, I I'm a little bit blown away. TJ, what's your thought with Princeton? Princeton's been an upset giant killer before. Do you think this is one of Princeton's best wins in their history of basketball?
I don't know if it's one of the best wins, but
Or
I think
I
it's
should say as an upset.
yeah,
I
as an
should say.
upset. That was, I mean, it's a good upset. And I watched part of the game, and it just seemed like Arizona, like, just looked ahead.
Yeah.
They didn't. They're like, oh, a 15 seed? No, we got this.
Yeah.
We can
Right.
just do this, you know. No, and then all of a sudden it got down to the nitty gritty, and they're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna lose this. We can lose this. No, and they're like, bye bye. Enjoy your trip home.
Yeah, I didn't pick it. I picked Arizona. I thought they would be able to do it. I Drew picked Arizona. You picked Arizona as well, TJ. I think a lot of people did. But except for David. David said Princeton might be able to do it, and I did take Princeton on the point, so I might have won something. I don't know. I have to check still. But all right, so then it's Missouri versus Princeton. That's interesting. I would make the argument to say Missouri should win, but I think I'm gonna probably maybe take Princeton on this. I don't know. What about you, TJ? What do you got for this matchup then?
So I mean, I would go Missouri just by watching Missouri, but yet again, I mean, great defense and precision shooting. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
normally will get you pretty far in this tournament. I mean,
You can.
and if they can lock them down, I mean, I'm still going to take Missouri, but I'm going to probably say it's going to be another low-scoring game. Maybe I don't know if it'll even get into the 50s if they
Really?
lock them down. I mean, if they
Oof.
lock them down hard enough,
Okay.
because
Hard
if you
fought
right,
inside game defense.
right.
I like that. I
So
like that.
we'll see.
We'll see. Well, Drew didn't even get any of these right. He had Utah State versus Arizona, so he didn't have anything in that. I had Missouri versus Arizona. I'll say Missouri. Yeah, I'll you know what? I'll go with Princeton. I'll go with. I think there's a little bit of something there. We'll see. Be interesting. All right, let's head to the East. Let's do the East now. So in the East, we've got Purdue taking on Texas Southern, or excuse me, not Texas Southern. Fairleigh Dickinson. They're going to be matching up with each other. Real quick, easy to say Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue.
Okay, yeah, and Drew's got Purdue too. So Zach Edey is right now the best player I would say in college basketball, outside of a handful of other guys. He's been so dominant. Then you've got Memphis versus FAU. FAU's been sneakily good this year. They may be in a chance for an upset, but a lot of people like Memphis. I'm taking Memphis personally myself. Drew took Memphis. TJ, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going Memphis again. I don't know. I mean, I just can't bet against Penny.
It's hard. I would say this: FAU's played really good defense to this point. They play that zone really well. They get interceptions. They go on the fast break. I love that kind of basketball. I think that's the way you can definitely get that win. But everybody's also living dying by the 3-point shot too. So keep that in mind. And Memphis does do pretty well shooting the ball. Then we've got what David is a little nervous for. Number 5 Duke at number 12 Oral Roberts. They're taking each other on right now. Duke's been killing it. They won. They won their conference. I mean, they absolutely did a great job throughout the year, finishing it up strong. Oral Roberts, though, not a bad team. They've got a pretty good combination of guys in there. Abmas, I think, is the top guy's name. He's looked fantastic when I looked at his stuff. I'm still picking Duke. Drew's got Duke. Where are you going, TJ?
I'm going Duke. I mean, I just yet again I can't bet against Duke.
It's hard to.
I mean, it's
I'm a
but
UNC
I
fan.
don't know. I can't bet against Duke in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Where the chips fall, I may have to lean another way because I don't know if they have the horses to go all the way.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I should mention too, just real quick, we've got Purdue versus Memphis for the first matchup going into the second round. I'm taking Purdue. Drew's got Purdue, Memphis, and he's taking Purdue. TJ, who you going with in that matchup?
Purdue,
Okay.
definitely.
Sorry, Memphis. All right, so Duke's winning that one, it looks like. So then we've got Tennessee versus what was Louisiana Lafayette. Now they're just Louisiana. I'm picking Tennessee. I think this should just be an outright big win for them. So does Drew. Who are you going with in this case, TJ?
Yeah, I mean, I got Tennessee again. I just can't do it again. I mean,
It's hard to pick against them, I know.
it's hard to beat or to pick against these teams from the SEC
Yeah.
that are beating up on each other so badly, and they're still being ranked so high. That tells me that yeah, you're still pretty good because you had to face all these other guys
Right.
that are in that 4, 5, 6 range.
Absolutely. By the way, Duke and Oral Roberts has just started there in the first seconds of the game. So we'll keep you updated as the score keeps coming on. All right, so it's Duke, Tennessee. Drew's got Duke. I'm picking Duke. Where you going with it, TJ?
I'll go with the crowd. I'll go with Duke.
Okay. Then next we've got University of Kentucky. They're taking on the number 11 Providence Friars. Interesting matchup. Both do not like each other. Providence wants to prove the East Coast is still strong. Kentucky's a blue blood. We know what Calipari can do in the tournament. I think I'm going to go with Kentucky. Going to go with Calipari. Drew's going with Kentucky. TJ, who you going with, man? Because I know this one is special for you.
Yeah, I mean, I had to go with Kentucky because I mean, I was in Kentucky for some with college,
Yeah.
and I would always watch them with Calipari.
Mm-hmm.
They'd get these freshman guys, and they wouldn't know what to do, and then all of a sudden in March they clicked it, and they were all four burners running. So yeah, I gotta say Kentucky. I mean, especially for my friends down in Kentucky, my good old friends in Pikeville.
Absolutely.
I'm going Kentucky all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Kentucky for that one, and then you've got Kansas State versus Montana State. Both have done really well this year. Kansas State's pretty loaded, though. I'm gonna say Kansas straight up. Drew's picking Kansas State. TJ, where are you going with it?
I'm going Kansas State too. I don't think I mean, I want to see more Cinderellas, but not in that game.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. So then you've got Kentucky versus Kansas State. Drew's taking Kentucky. I would take Kentucky in this too. I'll give Kansas State a shot, but it's gonna be hard. TJ, what about you?
Staying with Kentucky.
All righty. And last but not least in this region, we've got Michigan State versus USC. Tough matchup. Izzo's knows how to coach in the tournament. USC has some athletes. I'm taking the upset on this for USC. Drew's taking USC. Where you going
Were you guys cheating off my bracket?
with it, TJ? You influenced
I went USC too because I'm like, I just don't think Izzo has the guys this year. Not this
It just
time.
doesn't feel like the same Michigan team. I'm sorry. But we'll see. So USC is in for us. Then you've got Marquette versus Vermont. Marquette. Drew's taking Marquette. TJ?
Oh yeah, Marquette all the way.
Okay. Sorry, Vermont. I just good year, but come on. And then you've got USC versus Marquette. I would say Marquette just getting the win. Drew's got Marquette. TJ, what about you?
Uh, actually, it was USC versus Marquette.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with USC.
Okay. I like that. Little bit of the upset journeyman. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. All right. We'll move into the Midwest. We'll kind of cruise through these a little bit quicker just for the time's sake because obviously I don't want to get the time clock look at me, folks. I don't want the man giving me the stare, although he might be coming to get me the stare here soon. I hope not. Real quick, though, we got Houston versus Northern Kentucky. Houston.
Houston.
And Houston for Drew. Then next, you've got Iowa versus Auburn, which right now, I will tell you, Auburn is up 16-12 on Iowa with 8:47 left to go in the first half. So right now, Auburn's leading. I actually have Auburn beating Iowa, kind of an upset in that case. So I'm taking Auburn. What about you, TJ?
Auburn, right with you.
Drew's taking Auburn as well. Then that's the matchup: Houston versus Auburn. I'm taking Houston because they're stacked right now. They got all the talent.
Right
Drew's
on.
taking Houston as well. TJ?
Right on with me.
All right, Houston it is. Then we've got Miami of Florida. They're taking on Drake. Drake, I love you, but I love Drake the rapper, not Drake the university. They're gonna get smashed, I think, by Miami. Maybe put up a fight, but we'll see. I think they're gonna get killed. I'm taking Miami of Florida. Drew's taking Miami of Florida. TJ, what about you?
I'm going with you also.
All righty, Miami of Florida it is. We got Indiana versus Kent State. Kent State's had a good season. They look really good. I'm still taking Indiana, but I'm taking it on a close game. So is Drew. Drew's taking Indiana as well. TJ, what about you?
Right on, Indiana.
All righty. Miami versus Indiana. I'm going to take Indiana. Drew's taking Miami. TJ, you're the tiebreaker.
Go with Miami.
Okay. Hurricanes are going. All right. Next, we've got University of Iowa. We've got Iowa State versus Pittsburgh. I have to say, I think it's going to be Pittsburgh. I think Pitt can pull the upset on this one. Drew himself has picked Iowa State to come with the big win there. TJ, what about you, man?
Going with the Cyclones. Iowa State.
All righty. Then we've got Xavier versus Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State's first time in the tournament. I'm taking Xavier. They got the experience. They've got the talent. Drew's taking Xavier as well. TJ, what about you?
Ditto.
All right. So I've got Pitt versus Xavier. I'm going to say Xavier wins probably in that one. We've got Xavier versus Iowa State for Drew. Xavier's winning that one. TJ, for you, who's winning it?
I'm with our class president, Drew. Xavier.
All right, Xavier it is. So then we've got Texas A&M versus Penn State. I'm sorry, David. I got to take Texas A&M. I think they're going to run Penn State out of the gym a little bit. But I think the Nittany Lions can fight. So I'll give them that. TJ, what about you?
I'm going with Penn State.
Okay. He'll like that because Drew took Texas A&M with me. And then last in this one, we've got Texas versus Colgate. Texas. Easy. Drew's taking Texas. TJ?
Texas it is.
Texas it is. So then, this is a fun one because it's a classic matchup. A&M versus Longhorn versus Aggie. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm taking the Longhorns, though. TJ, where are you going?
Going with Longhorns also.
And Drew is consensus on Longhorns as well. So then we've got, in the Western region, you've got Kansas versus Howard. Kansas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we all picked Kansas. That's easy. Then, obviously, Arkansas just beat Illinois, unfortunately. So Arkansas will advance on. Illinois, unfortunately, could not hang with the Razorbacks. Razorbacks got a lot of NBA-style talent. So we've got Kansas versus Arkansas. We've got Kansas moving on for Drew. TJ, where are you going with it?
I had Kansas also.
I'm going to take Arkansas. I like them for the upset. I think they got a shot. I'll give them some love. All right, next, we've got St. Mary's College taking on VCU. I'm going with VCU. And also, Drew is going with VCU. TJ, where are you going with this?
I'm in the same boat, and I went with VCU, even though they don't have Shaka.
Okay. Then we've got UConn versus Iona. Rick Pitino's coming back to the Big East to show himself what he can do. He's been a really good coach for Iona. But I got UConn. It's Drew with UConn. What do you got there, TJ?
I'm with you guys. UConn it is.
And then it's UConn versus VCU. I got UConn winning. We got Drew with UConn winning. TJ, who you picking for that winner?
Same one, same boat. UConn all the way.
I really like those Huskies, guys. I'm telling you. Really think about them for a future pick to win that title. They could do it. They could. All right, next we've got number 6, TCU. They're taking on Arizona State, who blew out Nevada. Thanks for screwing that up for me, guys. I had Nevada actually advancing over TCU, but I'm going to say I think Arizona State might be able to put up a fight with TCU, so I'll go with Arizona State. We've got TCU coming from Drew. Where you got this, TJ?
I have Arizona State.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like that.
You know what's even better is I did it before I knew who it was.
Really?
Yeah, Arizona State and Nevada, and I'm like, I don't remember. I don't know which one it is. Let's just go with them. I don't. TCU is going to lose again. They lost the national title for football. Why not?
Oh man, putting a dig on it too.
See?
I like it.
It transfers from sport to sport.
It can. It really can. That's why Bama's probably doing so well. Football, they sacrifice that so they can be good in basketball. All right. Then we've got obviously Gonzaga versus Grand Canyon. You on your blind bracket picked Grand Canyon to beat Gonzaga, which I love. But realistically, I think we're all picking Gonzaga.
Yep.
I figured. Yeah, we're all picking Gonzaga. Then we've got Northwestern versus Boise State. I probably might be the minority here. I'm taking Boise State. I don't know, but Drew's picking Northwestern. TJ, what about you?
I'm going with Drew.
Really? Okay, I am the minority here. So then, I oh by the way, we've got Arizona State versus Gonzaga. Then for us, TCU versus Gonzaga for Drew. Drew's got Gonzaga moving on. I've got Gonzaga moving on. What about you, TJ?
Gonzaga also.
Gonzaga as well. All right, and last game of the first round, it is UCLA versus UNC Asheville. UCLA.
Yep.
Easy. We all picked UCLA. So then you've got Northwestern versus UCLA for you and Drew. Drew has Northwestern upsetting UCLA, which I'm interested in. TJ, what about you?
That's why I like Drew. I have the same thing.
Boo Boo, he's going to go off for like 40, 50 points apparently. Jeez. I'm excited for that then. I've got UCLA beating Boise State. They're such a good team. I can't do it with UCLA. They're so good. Well, folks, I know this was a quick one. I'm sorry that we couldn't give more of a broader stroke on all of this, and it had to be a short show, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick one for the NCAA tournament. Real quickly, TJ, thank you as always so much for joining me, man. I'm really excited to do more over the next week with the tournament and everything and all the sports news we got. By the way, quick update for everybody, too. Bears made some signings. P.J. Walker's there. Robert Tunyon got signed as well just now. So we got some moves going. But TJ, sorry, please. I saw the news popping up like crazy on my phone. As always, man, let the people know where they can find you, listen to you, all that good stuff.
Oh, no, I don't blame you one bit. I actually put mine on mute because I'm like, unless it's an emergency call, it doesn't come up on my phone.
Right.
Yeah. So you can find me. I'm in the back here for Blow the Whistle and X-Bomb. You can also find me on my show, Unpack with the Knack. And you want to look for me online, I'm Knack300 on Instagram and TJ Knacker on Facebook. And then if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Knacker_T.
Absolutely. Guys, make sure to go follow TJ. Make sure to give him some like, give him some love, and go check out his show, Unpack with the Knack. We've been doing some great stuff. We've been pulling some great cards, so be on the lookout. We've got more stuff coming at you, both sports cards and non-sports cards. We're going to get into more stuff, especially down the road. Real quick update, too. Auburn versus Iowa. 5:52 left in the first. 21-16. Auburn is up. So keep a lookout on that, folks. It might be happening. If you want to follow me, I'm at Boom Crew Captain on Instagram. You guys can always find me at The Guru on Twitter. If you guys want to follow any more of our show, we're back live streaming on Facebook for now. We'll see what happens. So far, so good right now. So keep finding us here on Facebook. But if you want to keep finding our stream even more, we're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. That is at XBomb Sports on YouTube and on Twitch as well. Be on the lookout for that. Our social media is at XBomb Sports on Instagram and on Twitter too. And any questions or comments you have for us, you can always email us at xbsportsofficial@gmail.com. We appreciate all the good emails you guys have been giving us about Unpack with the Knack and all the stuff we've been doing now lately. We do, guys. It means a lot to us. So thank you so much for all the love and everything. And also for those that love the hate comments, too. We appreciate that as well. Real quick with the podcast stuff, we've got Blow the Whistle radio side, sportstownchicago.com on Monday. Then we got the TV side on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. We're going live here on XBomb Sports, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You guys can also make sure to check out our boy Brandon, or Unpack with the Knack. Unpack with the Knack as well. Every Wednesday, 3 o'clock before we do XBomb Sports on Wednesday. Come check us out as we open up some packs with our boy, the Knack in the back, TJ Knacker. Also, too, check out our boy Brandon Januska as he's at WMKR Radio for the time being. He will be the voice of the Southland Vikings for the oh my God, sorry, I'm blank. The Northern League for collegiate baseball. So he will be the voice of that. You guys can check him out this summer when the league's going on. Check out Baseball Banter with Brandon. He's got some new episodes that'll be coming out. We will be on those episodes, he promised. So be on the lookout for that on Anchor and Spotify. While on Spotify, check out Money Motivation with Hannah B. When you're looking for a great podcast to get you perked up and get your day going right. Also, too, you can listen to her wonderful, beautiful voice at 102.3 XLC doing the afternoon drive. And she's also killing it on the radio at 96.7 The Star in the morning with the legendary man himself, Mr. Eddie Volkman, and she's killing it right now. She knows a lot about sports. Hannah, you got to get back on here. We got to talk about sports now. You got to show us you know your knowledge. Also, too, on top of that, if you want any more sports knowledge your way, we've got a podcast for you if you're looking for it, folks. It is the boys at the Parlay. That's right. TheParlay.com. It's Tony Lopez, Kendall Gill, giving you all the insight for your boxing needs. They have been interviewing fighters like crazy, giving you the insight on the fights upcoming. We're going to be hopefully talking to these guys very soon. We got some stuff in the works for collaboration with them, so be on the lookout for that. It's at theparlay.com. And finally, any tips or tricks you need for the upcoming fantasy football season, make sure to go to Fake Football Guys on YouTube or ask FFG on Twitter. Hit up our boys Dustin and JC and let them know your questions, your tips, your tricks that you need to help your fantasy football season be the best it possibly can be. Again, that's at Fake Football Guys on YouTube. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, again, it's a quick show, but we got to get out of here so the students can learn and we can get home and watch some more basketball. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you guys next week. And as always, much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.